The sun, a drowsy eye peeking over the horizon, painted the sky with hues of rose and gold. It was a new day, a day like any other. Birds chirped their cheerful greetings from the branches of a towering oak tree, their melodies carried on the gentle breeze. The air was crisp and cool, carrying the scent of dew-kissed grass and blooming honeysuckle. A light fog hung low to the ground, creating an ethereal atmosphere as if the world itself was still waking from a peaceful slumber. In a quaint little house, nestled amongst a row of similar abodes, a small figure stirred. It was a cat, a handsome ginger tabby with piercing green eyes. His name was Oliver. Oliver stretched languidly, his claws extending and retracting into the plush fabric of the window seat. He yawned, a wide cavernous yawn that displayed his pink tongue and sharp little teeth. His tail twitched, a silent acknowledgement of the day's arrival. But unlike the birds that sang their greetings, and the sun that rose with such vibrant energy, Oliver felt no such joy. For Oliver was a lonely cat. He lived in this house, a comfortable house filled with soft beds and sunlight streaming through sparkling windows. But it was a house devoid of companionship. His humans, a kind and loving couple, had left earlier that morning, their hurried goodbyes echoing in the now silent house. They would return, yes, but not until the sun had set, and the moon held dominion over the night sky. Oliver watched them leave each day, his heart sinking lower with every passing moment. He would sit by the window, his green eyes following their car until it disappeared around the bend, and then, the silence would descend, heavy and absolute. The day stretched before him, an empty canvas of time. He would eat, his food always fresh and plentiful, but it tasted bland, lacking the joy of shared company. He would groom himself, his tongue working diligently to keep his ginger fur sleek and shining, but it was a mechanical act, devoid of genuine pleasure. He would nap, curled up in a sunbeam on the living room rug, but his sleep was often disturbed by unsettling dreams. Dreams of playful chases and warm, comforting purrs, dreams that faded upon waking, leaving him with the bitter aftertaste of longing. He would wander from room to room, his footsteps echoing in the silence. He would paw at his toys, once a source of endless amusement, but now they lay forgotten, gathering dust in a corner. Section 5. Shadows of the Past. Oliver had not always been alone. He vaguely remembered a time, shrouded in the mists of kittenhood, when he'd had siblings, furry bundles of energy who shared his bed and his food. He remembered their playful nips and tumbles, the comforting warmth of their bodies pressed against his. He also remembered a large, lumbering creature, a gentle giant with kind eyes and a booming bark. The creature, a dog named Sam, had been his friend, his protector, his companion in a world that often felt too big and overwhelming for a small kitten. But Sam was gone now, his absence leaving a gaping hole in Oliver's life. One day, as Oliver sat by the window, his usual position of melancholic observation, he noticed something different. It was a small, fluttering object, dancing in the breeze just outside the window. It was a butterfly, its wings a kaleidoscope of colors. Emerald green, sapphire blue, ruby red. Oliver watched as it flitted from flower to flower, its movements light and carefree. A spark of interest, a flicker of something akin to hope ignited within him. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, Oliver felt a surge of something other than sadness. He watched the butterfly for hours, mesmerized by its beauty and grace. It was a small thing, a fleeting moment of distraction, but it was enough. The butterfly, oblivious to the impact it had on the lonely cat, continued its dance, its wings carrying it higher and higher until it disappeared into the vast blue expanse of the sky. Oliver continued to watch the window, even after the butterfly had vanished. But something had shifted within him. The world, once painted in shades of gray, now held a hint of color. He heard the familiar sound of a car pulling into the driveway. His ears perked up, his tail twitched, this time with anticipation, not just acknowledgement. The front door opened and there they were, his humans, their faces breaking into smiles as they greeted him. That night, curled up at the foot of the bed, listening to the gentle rhythm of his human's breathing, Oliver felt a warmth spread through him. It wasn't the same as the warmth he'd once known, but it was something. The world was still quiet, but it was no longer an oppressive silence. It was a peaceful quiet, a quiet filled with the promise of a new day, a day that might, just might, bring with it the joy of unexpected encounters, and the comforting knowledge that he was not alone.